Hello everyone, in this video we're going to be talking about the scenario where you have two tangent angles and we're also going to work with two secants inside of the circle. Okay, so let's start with our two tangent angles, and what we can do is we can create our center here. I know that's a little bit off. And one thing that's special about tangents is that they actually make a 90-degree angle with the center. So here's two 90-degree angles here. And another thing that we can say is that this is the arc that is created by this angle. And since this is a central angle, the arc is actually going to be equal to the angle. So if that arc is 140 degrees, that means that this angle is 140 degrees. And because this is a quadrilateral, even though it kind of looks like a triangle, this is a quadrilateral, so that means that there's going to be 360 degrees total. This is 90, so that's 180, which means that this angle right here, 140, and this angle here have to equal 180 whenever they're added together. So what we can do to find this question mark is 180 minus 140, and that will give us 40 degrees, which is our question mark. Okay, for the second example, instead of doing this elaborate picture that we made just to have a visual, you can just say that this arc plus this angle has to equal 180. So you can do 180 minus 50, that's going to give you 130, and this is your question mark. But of course, you can draw the picture if you want the visual. So here is the picture. We have the center here. We have our central angle, so this is also going to equal your question mark. Because these are both 90 degrees, we know that the question mark and the 50 degrees have to add up to be 180 because this is a quadrilateral which has 360 degrees in it. All right, so let's look at our very last scenario. We have two secants inside, and this is going to be really, really similar to our two secants outside formula, except we have this x going on in the middle, which I like to think about as a sideways plus. So instead of big arc minus little arc divided by 2, we're going to do big arc plus little arc divided by 2 equals our angle. Okay, so a little bit different than before. We're just going to be using a plus instead of a minus. Okay, so here we have our big arc, which is 173. We have our little arc, which is 155. That divided by 2 is going to equal our angle. Since these are vertical angles, it's actually going to equal this angle as well as that angle because they are the same measurement. So our big arc is 173. Our little arc is 155. And it's a plus, not a minus. That divided by 2 is going to equal our question mark. So 173 plus 155, that is going to equal 328. And 328 divided by 2 is going to equal 164, which is our question mark. Okay, so let's try out our very last example here. And first let me box this formula. Okay, let's try out our very last example. We are going to have big arc plus little arc, which is a question mark in this example, divided by 2 equals our angle. So it's going to equal this one. It's also going to equal that one, but we're just going to use that 90 that is there. So since the question mark is one of the arcs, we're going to make that x because that's a variable that we know how to solve for. So let's do big arc plus little arc, which is x, divided by 2 equals your angle, which is 90 degrees. Since 120 and x are together, we're going to get rid of the divided by 2 by multiplying both sides by 2. So we're going to get 120 plus x equals 180. And now we can subtract 120 from both sides. And we'll get x equals 40, which means that our question mark equals 40 degrees. Okay, hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have any questions. I would be very happy to help you out. Goodbye.